It's hard. For us, it's easy. I love all of you for Allah. This is easy. But for a Muslim, we have a problem with 3 other words. We have a real hard time with 3 other words that are very important in Islam. In fact, they're so important, it's the sign of a scholar to be able to say these 3 words. Somebody comes up and asks you a question about Islam, these 3 words you just can't seem to say. I don't know. I don't know. Instead, we try to guess. We try to make up something. Oh, I heard a scholar, he said something like this. I said, where did you get that, brother? It's either in the Quran or the Hadith or it was on the back of a Wheaties box. But it was something. Yeah. Learn how to say, I don't know. Even if you're sure you know. If you're sitting here right now in this room with people who have studied Islam their whole life in the Arabic language. And somebody asks a question, oh, I know, oh. No, this is not Jeopardy. But it will be. Seriously. If you don't learn to say, I don't know, ask the one who knows. That's what Allah said in the Quran. Ask the one who knows. And if he doesn't know, then why is he leading your salah? So please remember that. And as much fun as I'm having with you guys, I'm not a scholar of Islam. I can't be considered as alim, and I'll prove it against myself. One of the first conditions, you must master the Fusha, the classical Arabic language. Rule number 1. Yes or no? Number 2, you have to memorize the entire Quran. At least 1 rawayah. Preferably 7 would be nice. 7 rawayah would be very nice. 7 ijazas, that'd be good. 3, to memorize at least Bukhari and Muslim. Minimum. You don't have that. What are you talking about? If you don't know hadith, how can you explain Quran? And then you have to have a particular science that you have, such as Arabic, such as a tafsir, or fiqh, aqidah, or something. Otherwise, how you call yourself a scholar? But our problem, and I want to be fair, our problem is that we live in a country where we have very few ulama. So much so that when we have somebody just memorize the Quran, he's an alim. Compared to other religions he would be, but not for us. That's not sufficient. That is not sufficient. So let's be fair. And when we have a real scholar who gives a ruling or fatwa, even if you don't agree with it, it's not right to make fun of him or what he said. But if another scholar said, no, you don't have to follow that and here's the proof, you can go with that. But it's wrong for us today to criticize our scholars because this is tearing us apart. We mustn't do that. We mustn't make fun of them. We mustn't cut them down because Allah will not bless the communities who do that. Please remember that. Please. Let's work together on that. And then finally, this point. That also holds true for each other. We can't cut each other down. Not even in a joke. Those are not jokes. I know you see that a lot on television. Please cut the cord of that machine. Turn it off. Oh, that's another question people always ask me. Television, is it halal or haram? It's halal as long as you don't turn it on. And the best thing you'll ever do for your family is to take that thing and throw it in the trash along with the satellite dish that you still owe money on. And I'm serious about that. Because your family needs you and you don't need that thing in your house. It is very evil. And if you said, I just need the news, since when has anything on there been truthful that you've seen? Huh? And you said, I just want to watch the cartoons today are filth. They're not fit for a child to look at. And if you said, I just want to watch the animals, for what purpose? So you'll know the mating habits of the Australian bullfrog? And that will benefit you how? Your children need you. They need you and your wife. They need your time. They don't need your money. They don't need those clothes. They don't need all that jazz, man. What they need is you, your time. This is so precious. Time with your family. Time in this masjid. Time with your brothers. And have a real life instead of that artificial life that comes out of that little wooden box. This is my advice to who? Myself first. Because we can't give advice that we don't take. Allah said that He hates that you say what you don't do. So I want to be the first to say that I hate that thing. We have one. But we have rules. No broadcast TV. I'll go get the CDs or the tapes at the library and approve of it. You want to watch animals? National Geographic. There it is. This is one way. Select for your children. We got a new website coming out. I didn't talk about it much because it's going to be probably so long you'll probably forget about it. It's called safeshows.com. We're going to offer it to everybody, not just Muslims, everybody. And the programs will be things that are safe for the children to watch. And it's going to be on a donation basis so that the people that don't have much income can come and they can watch it through their computer or download the programs, games. We're going to have puzzles on there. A lot of pictures. I've taken thousands of pictures around the world of different places, mosques, things like that. They can put them together like puzzles. They'll be able to do crossword puzzles with Arabic and English. A lot of different things like that. And we hope that that'll be something to offset. Because it's hard if your kids have already been watching something to just walk in tonight and say, okay, we're not going to do that anymore. Then you'll have everybody sitting around looking at each other going, okay, now what? You know, so you have to have something to get away from that. Inshallah, I've said too much already, but I don't want to close this program without saying one more little thing. And that is that it's only Allah that guides people. And it's only by His mercy He guided me here in this city 15 years ago to stop being a person attacking Islam and to become a person trying to explain Islam. And it's only Allah and His mercy, and He told us this in the Quran, that joined all of our hearts together when we were on the brink of a pit of fire. And He joined our hearts together, and He told us, hold fast to that rope of Allah. Wallah tafaraqu. And don't separate. Don't divide up. Don't divide up. There was something one brother said one time, it made me really cry. When he was talking to his own community, and he was saying to his brothers, please, I want you to look around this room. Who could possibly be closer to you than the people in this room? Don't have hard feelings toward each other. Because I'm going to ask you a question. When you die, and your body is lifeless, you're unable to move, who is the one that's going to pick you up and carry you to the table and wash your body and clean you and prepare you, then wrap your body, then carry you to the gravesite and dig the hole and place you in there? And all the time they're crying for you and asking Allah to forgive you and putting the dirt in on top of the grave and telling you to remember to say La ilaha illallah. Who's going to do that? And after you're dead, it's going to be making dua for you and saying, oh Allah, please, please forgive my brother. Please forgive my brother. Who is going to do that? If it's not somebody sitting in this room right here, right now. And Allah said, Kullu nafsin da'iqatul maut. Every one of us is going to taste death. And it's much closer than you think. For all of us. So let us keep that humble thought in our hearts when we deal with each other. And remember the importance of being real brothers to each other. And alhamdulillah, that Allah guided me. And I have 1.5 billion brothers and sisters in Islam. And I thank Allah for that. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, Hu Allah di Jalana Muslimin. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.